Good day to all our truth-seeking friends globally. My name is Altizator, or Aaron, as most of my friends know me. Ibulama Nikita is with me, and together we represent Beramis Tower of Light. Nikita, thanks for representing it with me. I feel very privileged and honored. And to the Most High Torata JAWE GORIA, who gave permission to his guides that he appointed over me to gather all the information for the series and the other series. Thank you, Most High. Hallelujah, 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 Ella.
And Aaron's, as always, a pleasure and a privilege to work beside you and share this ancient wisdom, secrets and knowledge that you channel through with all of the guides.
Thank you so much.
Much appreciated.
Very I appreciate
and
it.
Please like and share and subscribe to our channel to be in the loop for more programs as we share more wisdom-loaded programs. In today's program, we share the truth on the lies that tectonic warfare does not exist and that it will be the end of the world soon. Prepare yourself for a big eye-opener regarding these lies.
Hi, Nikita. Who can be out there who doesn't know yet of the tectonic warfare? I think it's only the Christians.
Yeah.
They don't know. White Christians are mind-controlled ever. They deny it and refuse to accept proof of it. We as Beramis members are serious about our service in the Lightside Kingdoms of the highest Torata JAWE GORIA. Therefore, we as members of Beramis Tower of Light use our time in Earth School of Learning productively. We do not waste time, and we work and study effectively towards perfect enlightenment. Do you think we are on the right way, Nikita?
I do believe
For
so,
sure.
Aaron.
Our own experiences are proof to that.
In the higher light side developed dimension kingdoms, nothing is wasted, including time. You cannot buy extra time, so do not waste time. Dustbins have no tummies.
Yes. Sorry, I must interrupt you.
Anytime.
Sorry for that, but you know I must ask you to. We must actually read that sentence 1,000 times. Dustbins have no tummy. So please, you know, if you are on earth used to waste food, you put in your plate more than you can consume, and then the rest goes to the dustbin. There will not be a place for you in higher dimensions if you waste anything like that. Sorry, Nikita,
No,
but I had to emphasize
100%.
this.
Do not throw away any uneaten food that is left on plates into the dustbins, please. In the Lightside Code of Conduct, it is a term and condition that if a soul wastes what Earth provides, there will be no place for them as souls in the afterlife after ending the 8 lives on Earth, in Earth's School of Learning on planets in the higher Lightside dimensions.
You know, Nikita and friends out there, people don't think about it, but God, the highest, is perfect. Why will he waste 1 grain of rice? I mean, we've got another attitude. This is why we have what we have. We use not excessively, we use what we need, and that's it. I mean, look where we stay and everything. We prepare for our next lives on Earth or beyond Earth's School of Learning. We study the deity directly from the light side, enlightened ones, angels, gods, Hefkenams, and higher, up to the highest Torata JAWE GORIA. We practice two-way communication with the unseen, and we live by Beramis style. We do not exist, preparing nothing for the afterlife.
By using cosmic sciences like Melissia and our way of spiritual meditation, the course 1 under our section on the website More Info, we tap into other higher psychic and spiritually developed light side humanities on other vibrating light side planets and in other light side dimensions from which we study these cosmic sciences. Those higher developed humanities on those planets serve the highest as we serve him.
We as Beramis members study non-Christian education programs compiled by non-mind control or financially non-controlled scientists and researchers like myself and we all, who focus on truth and ignore the Christian lies globally. All Beramis members study Book 1 of the Beramis writings in which Christianity is exposed. We know Christianity, and if you don't know Christianity, you are so welcome on the Beramis website under the section YouTube. No, more info, it's more info. Course 1, you can download it for free, or Book 1, you can download it for free. There's a lot to download for free. So go and check it out. And it's not a very thick and long book to read, it's short. You will read it in an hour's time and you know Christianity. Christians prefer Satan's way via their Christian church. It is their choice, not our choice, luckily for that. We already choose the highest Torata JAWE GORIA and will never return to Christianity ever. Never, ever.
Okay. If you as a viewer do not believe in tectonic warfare, you can help yourself to uncover the truth about tectonic warfare by watching YouTube or other programs on Nikola Tesla's stolen technology, HAARP, which stands for High Frequency Active Auroral
Yes.
research program and its connection to the military.
Yes, definitely the military. The military use and develop of weather weapons is important, and there is a lot to research on the internet. I mean, it's open for everybody to look. It's not a secret, it's not a X-file or something that you don't have access to. You put in there weather weapons and you start searching and you will get it. Yeah, it is important. Now, under whose guidance are these weapons used? Under the guidance of the New World Order and its member countries, filling positions in all forms of authority or professionals.
Authority will always be mind-controlled to serve and protect their governments against the people of these countries. They are mind-controlled to believe they are on the right side of the spiritual war. In a light-side country, the authority will protect the people against the wrongdoings of their governments, seeing to it that the cosmic laws are followed strictly and no other laws protecting the New World Order.
What is a tectonic weapon? Listen carefully. A tectonic weapon, also referred to as a weather weapon, is a hypothetical device or system which triggers earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, tsunamis, floods, cyclones, tornadoes, landslides, wildfires, or other seismic events in specified locations by interfering with the Earth's natural geological processes. And they do it for 100 years already, and people don't know it.
And if you still do not believe in tectonic or seismic weather weapons, study the influence of higher atmospheric pressure on the lower weather patterns, and you will see that this weather warfare involves the deliberate manipulation of weather patterns such as cloud cover, fog or rainfall, anything for military advantage.
And before I continue, read what she read now. Watch it again and listen to it again after this, because it's very, very important. You know, you will immediately, if you are or you were a member of any defense force, you will see how the governments and the special agencies and stuff, you know, we think we know something what they do. What we know is the tip of the iceberg. The rest is still to come.
Yeah.
Now, luckily for us, before the huge weapons are used, the Most High, He destroys them. Geophysical weapons, refers to hypothetical weapons that utilize artificially induced natural phenomena and processes for military purposes, including climate, ozone, environmental and seismic manipulation. Does it start to make sense? I sure it does. Knowing what is available to know on the different media platforms, the weather weapons, it is logical that we are experiencing the strangest weather patterns ever recorded. If you watch the national weather forecast, they accentuate this fact. And people don't know how is it possible that this is the worst snowfall that we experienced in 140 years, you know, something like that. They don't think further. Where does it come from?
Yes. The New World Order is experimenting on humanity, testing these weapons. Usually each natural disaster is named after its creator, a human sitting in a well-guarded lab, researching and improving on these weapons. Anne, for example, will be the name of the creator of the cyclone named Anne. Why does Satan prefer war to peace? Because war is a money-making game where Satan's World Bank owners smile all the way. Not a war, but preferably a never-ending war.
Yeah, why? You know, because, okay, we will come to that. What is a seismic manipulation? Seismic activity refers to the frequency and severity of earthquakes in a given region. Essentially, the earth shaking or vibration due to the sudden release of energy, often from faults or fault lines. Now, by seismic manipulations, an earthquake can be activated when necessary to activate a tsunami, where and when the user of this weapon is ordered to use it.
We watch and subscribe to news channels highlighting natural disasters globally. There are weekly new programs on what disasters Earth experienced last week. Our Earth is going through a tremendous change insofar as natural disasters are concerned.
You know, each report on a natural disaster highlights the fact that never has such a flood or tsunami or fire been reported in human history. The scientists and governments blame it on climate change, for which they, the world's military, are the reason. Go and check how many atomic and nuclear bombs have been detonated on Earth and in Earth atmosphere. I think it's 2,000. Okay, we'll come to that. I think you've got that info.
The nuclear testing tally on the internet states that today, the 15th day of March 2024, that since 1946, a total of 2,056 nuclear bombs have been detonated in Earth's atmosphere and underground. That does not include the test performed under the sea or the 2 bombs that destroyed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. What do you think these 2,056 atomic and nuclear explosions did to our ozone layer? And they blame aerosol sprays for the deterioration of the ozone layer.
Yeah, it is easy to spot which natural disasters are natural cosmic law reactions to humanity's actions on Earth, and which natural disasters were weather weapons tested or applied to enemy countries of the Illuminati and the New World Order. The highest God, as referred to in Psalm 91, confirms that he will never use nature in a rage without notifying his prophets and seers far in advance, and he still does it.
Before the highest activates a natural disaster over an area where people transgressed or ignored his cosmic laws, he will warn his chosen ones and the animal planet kingdoms on Earth in that area weeks in advance, to give the animals a chance to escape his wrath. If you watch a natural disaster on news channel, see if animals in the wild were drowned during the disaster or they fled in advance. Were they warned or not? The users of these seismic weapons cannot warn the animals.
Yeah, that's a big difference, a very big difference. When you watch these programs on natural disasters on Earth, you are watching the use of these seismic or weather weapons. The use of seismic weapons has been in use since the 1940s of the previous centuries. These weapons have since been improved and can trigger any natural disaster wherever and whenever as required by the world's military forces.
In a previous series, we mentioned a book that is missing from the later Bibles. The Church locked this book away in the Vatican, where people cannot read its contents. But why? Because it describes the wars of the gods, not only in outer space and in other vibrating dimensions, but in this case on Earth.
Weapons of mass destruction were used since the days of Abram in the Old Testament of the Christian Bible, when the three men came to destroy the four penitent cities. That area's underground water is still radioactive today. Weather weapons were used by the gods on Earth since the first creation of humanity. See the natural weapons of the highest during the days of Moses, called the plagues, which were caused in Egypt. By watching programs on Earth natural disasters or experiencing natural disasters ourselves, we are watching or experiencing the present wars of the light side and the dark side gods on Earth. Not all the gods, only the gods who have their different skin-colored humanities on Earth. At present, you will see it in wars, example, white people against the red-skinned people and black people against white people, etc., etc.
Western Christians proclaim the coming of their Lord Jesus soon. However, the 2,000-year time span of Christianity, symbolized by the Pisces star house, has concluded the night of the 31st of December 1999 at midnight, when the Pope welcomed the age of Aquarius. We know that the Vatican is near finished with its man-made second coming of Jesus, which will be the biggest laser lights display ever witnessed by humans.
What Christianity refers to as the second coming of Jesus, as they refer, is not the second coming of the prophet Messiah Joshua Redorpa. They confuse it, the Christians confuse it with every 26,000 years recreation of planet Earth as it was since the beginning of planet Earth. Since the first consolatici humanity on Earth, approximately 201,365,120 years ago, the Earth has been recreated 7,777 times. Can you imagine? What a long stretch of time that is. Every time during the last days of the Aquarian star house.
This means the forthcoming recreation will take place in 1,975 years from now. The present year is 2025.
Oh, yes.
What people experience is phase 1 of the Third World War's tectonic warfare. Yes, the gods on Earth in human bodies use weather weapons to kill their enemies and to destroy their crops, their survival food. By doing this, these victim nations are forced to borrow money from the World Bank. After all, money making is what wars are all about.
Of course, yes. There's no other reason. In this way, Western Christians are further brainwashed by their political or religious seducers into believing that the many sudden natural disasters are God, without a names, vengeance on sinners. They don't believe that anything like tectonic warfare even exists. It's 100 years in existence. Only Christianity on Earth don't believe it. Can you imagine?
Tectonic warfare using weather weapons of mass destruction keeps the Earth's population calm. They do not realize what they witness in World War III because they do not believe that the Third World War is ongoing. They sit and wait to see how God will execute his wrath further. They do not believe this God is God's souls granting consciousness to chosen human bodies, executing these natural and unnatural disasters.
According to the masses among Christians, humans cannot do what their Christian gods can do. These gods whom, in the Bible they read the God of Abraham and the God of Moses. It's not their God. They've got the Christian God.
Yeah,
it's not that God.
not
That
the
is
same.
the highest that we refer to as the Creator God of Israel. These gods whom they serve include Satan under the title of their Christian plural gods, namely the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, Mark, Luke, and Paul. Now, Mark, Luke, and Paul were not Jesus' disciples or even Joshua Rodolfo's disciples. Mark and Luke were among other what was their occupations? They were historians, and Luke were a medical doctor. They came decades after Jesus on the scene. They are Romans. They don't believe in this rubbish. They're here to write history down.
Yes.
Now, how can you take that?
Soon it will be the end of the world for many humans and life forms, but not the conclusion of Earth. In the next program, we will share information on the lies that Jesus was the last prophet or Messiah on earth and that angels are in heaven and demons in hell. Until then, love and light.
Bye.